Hello and welcome to TotoTCG. You are here with me, Matthew, and we are back here with another Pokemon news update. So in today's video we are going to be checking out the final cards for Fairy Rise. So we're going to check out everything, then we're going to check out what the gold cards are and the full art trainers as well. So without further ado, let's just jump into it and see exactly what cards we're getting in this set. Okay, so here we are. We have got all of the remaining Fairy Rise cards to go through. Now, of course, we've been through the GXs, the Prism Stars, and also quite a few of these cards. Not all of them, but a few of them. So we don't have to go through them in such detail. We can have a look at them again, just, see them, but not much detail. Regardless of that, let's get started on with this. So our first card is going to be Tangela, a very interesting card indeed. It looks very, very funky, just like up there in the left-hand corner with some wool going around it. It's very interesting indeed. Love that artwork, very simplistic, but like I always say, it does work. So the attacks, we have a double colours for Smack for 20 damage, and then a Grass and double colours for Bind for 40 damage. Flip a coin, if heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralysed. It's not amazing. It's definitely not amazing. We do also get a Tangrowth in this set right there. Very, very nice. So for one Grass and a double colours, we got Robust Whip. 30 plus damage. If this Pokemon was healed during this turn, this attack does 130 more damage. That is pretty cool. So what you could basically do is run a bit of Rainbow Energy, attach it. Now this is like really weird, but Rainbow Energy gives you that damage. Then, and this is where it comes in, Prism Star card for this set, the Forest Life or Forest Light Prism Star, that allows you to heal 60. You do so, you got the energies on there, 160 damage. Bang. That is pretty cool, I have to say. So a very, very interesting card indeed. I like it. And the other move is for 2 Grass, 2 colourless for Whip Smash for 110, although to be honest, good with Robust Whip. I mean, that is just super, super cool. Very nice indeed. We got the Trico there, which we have already gone over twice. We've got the Grovyle as well, which we have already gone over twice. We've got Sceptile GX right there, which we have already gone over. Then we finally get to this part. When I saw these cards first, I was like, well, this makes sense that Fairy Rise and Thunderclap Spark have got to come out in our next set. Because in Thunderclap Spark, we got Wurmple, Cascoon, and Dustox. Where was the rest of them? Well, they came out in this set, which made sense that both of them were going to come out. So that means we're going to get 2 different Wurmples, and in this case we're going to get this one, which is on a desk. It looks insane. Looks absolutely insane. 60 HP there. It's doing the homework. It knows what it's doing. For 1 Grass, Poison Sting, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralysed. And the good thing is we're going to get 2 of them, so there's a different choice. The good thing as well is that the Silcoon as well, which is right here, I believe has the exact same move that the Cascoon has. Search your deck for up to 4 in combination with Silcoon and Cascoon and put them on your bench. That way you're setting up really quick. I mean, especially, it really does remind me very, very, very much of the, what's it called, Frogadier. The one for, like, the Greninja Break. That allows you to get Frogadiers on your bench. This lets you get 4, but you can get Silcoon and Cascoon, which can then obviously evolve into either Beautyfly or Dustox, so that's pretty cool indeed. It does also have another attack, but I don't think you'd be using it. 1 Grass for Rolling Tackle, 20. Although the artwork, I have to say, I do really like it. It looks really nice. We, of course, are getting the Beautyfly as well. Is it any good? So for 1 colour, Skill Dive. This attack does 50 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. So you can choose any one you want, which isn't bad. And then for 1 Grass, we got Butterfly Edge. 30 damage. If your opponent's active Pokemon is knocked out by the damage from this attack, prevent all effects of attacks, including damage done to this Pokemon during your opponent's next turn. It's pretty cool. It's very slow. Very, very slow indeed. But say we had the Prism Star card in play, you'd be able to heal 60. I'm not saying that a Pokemon is not going to be able to reach a HP of 130 to knock it out. This could happen, but the fact that it's a single prize attacker and you're putting 50 on the bench or somewhere could be pretty cool indeed. We've also got Nincada coming out, which is pretty sweet. So for 1 colour, we've got Fury Swipes for 10 times damage. Flip 3 coins. This attack does 10 damage times the amount of heads. That then evolves into Ninjask, which is right here. Very cool indeed. The ability Shed Shell. When you play this card from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may put a Shedinja from your discard pile onto your bench. So, obviously, as people probably will know, when this thing evolves, it evolves into the Ninjask, which is the actual active sort of thing. It actually can move, or well, as far as I'm concerned. But the Shedinja is the shell, like the wrapping around the actual bug or fly in this sort of this instance. So that's pretty cool. You can get some stuff and put it on the bench. For 1 grass as well, it's got X Scissor, 40 plus damage. Flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 40 more damage. Of course, you could possibly use Victini, use the little flippy thing, and possibly get some pretty interesting stuff. We've also got this one here, which is Combi. We've gone through this. This has got B March. Search your deck for 3 Combi and put them on your bench. That's pretty cool because it sets up for Vespiquen right here. 1 grass for 120, but your whole bench has to have 5 grass Pokemon. Very, very cool. We are also getting another Shaman in this set, a Hollow. Ability of Floral Heal. Once during your turn, you may heal 20 damage from your active grass Pokemon. It's not bad. It's another type of healing, so I mean, that's pretty cool indeed. Then we have the Alolan Vulpix right here, which we have already gone over. It's got a pretty cool ability. If there's any fairy Pokemon in play, it has no retreat cost. That's pretty cool. Also, just to mention, this one does have an attack for a grass and colourless for Ram, 30 damage. Not that good. Probably going to be playing it for the ability, which is probably why I just went over it. But hey-ho, there is Shedinja right there. So this is the little sort of innards before Ninjask came out. The ability Life Vessel. Once during your turn, you may discard all cards attached to this Pokemon and attach it to one of your Pokemon as a Pokemon Tool card. If the Pokemon this card is attached to is knocked out, your opponent takes 1 fewer prize cards. I have to say that is pretty cool, because you would just literally straight away put it on a GX, because then the GX would go down to just 1 prize, which is insane. Now, because it actually becomes a Pokemon Tool card, I'm guessing Field Blower can actually come into play here. Yes, it is a Pokemon, but it does say Pokemon attach it to one of your Pokemon as a Pokemon Tool card. So it is a Pokemon Tool card. So my guess is Field Blower will be able to go through that, which would be pretty cool to get that off. But if it's got a way of it can resist the Field Blower, oh boy, that is just really cool. We do also have another attack here for 1 colourless for Haunt. Put 3 damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon. Now, of course, this will evolve from Nincada. Unless, of course, like we just said, Ninjask brings it back with the ability. So that's pretty cool. You can throw that away and then bring it back later on. We are also getting a pretty nice looking Sableye card, very interesting. So for 1 colourless, we've got Fast Hunt. If you go first, you can use this attack on your first turn. Search your deck for 1 card and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Could be a pretty cool one, especially if you do manage to get this in your hand first. You can then possibly go for a Pokemon Fan Club, or something else which might be coming out pretty soon, which will allow you to get 3 Pokemon on your bench that are 60 HP or less. That will be coming out soonish. Then we've got a Psychic Energy for Curse Drop. Put 3 damage counters on your opponent's your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. So could be good to finish off, could be good to just plonk it on something. Could be a nice one. We got Giratina Hollow coming in this set. Very nice, sort of explosive rainbow thing going on in the background. Ability Torn Door. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in your discard pile, you may put it onto your bench, then put 1 damage counter on 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Another way of sort of spreading a little bit of damage. And then for 2 Psychic, 1 colourless, we've got Shadow Impact, 130 damage. Put 4 damage counters on 1 of your Pokemon. Which, of course, maybe you're running this in a grass deck. Maybe you can activate the Prism Star card, heal the 4 damage counters off. Everything's good. So that's pretty nice. We've been through this one, but Sigilyph GX as well. Pretty nice. Then we move to these 2, which I've never heard of, and I actually had to try and get this pronounced properly because I could not pronounce it at all. So we got Yamask right here, very interesting one, like the simplistic look to it, smoke in the background there, but very psychic looking smoke. 1 attack here, 1 Psychic for Haunt, put 1 damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon, it's okay. Then we've got Cofagrigus, never ever heard of this thing until this set came out. Cofagrigus right here. 1 Psychic, 1 colourless for Soul Juggling, 10 plus damage, discard as many of your bench Pokemon as you like. This attack does 30 more damage for each bench Pokemon you discard in this way. So, that is pretty interesting. You could really just deck out your deck with a ton of basics, or any Pokemon to be example, but basic Pokemon will probably work really, really well. The fact that it can just do 10 and then 30 for everything else. Now, say, for example, you discard all 5, that's 150, 160 with that 10 plus. That's 160 for just 2 energies. Yes, you are open for a one-hit KO because there's nothing on your bench. I understand that. So, yeah, it's risky, but it could be interesting. It could be a very, very interesting card. You maybe not even have to... It does say discard as many of them as you like. It doesn't say you have to discard every single card. So you could leave one on there just in case, which is pretty cool. We are getting a Litwick, which does have this nice little knitted form. Very cool. 1 Psychic for Haunt again. Put 1 damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. A lot of Haunts in this set. Then we're getting a Lampent. Love that artwork so much. Very, very interesting indeed. Another Haunt here for... it's just putting 3 damage counters instead of the 1. Then that evolves into this awesome looking Chandelure, which will be a holo in the set. Possibly, maybe we might see this come out in the theme deck. I don't know. I just have a sort of sneaky suspicion that we need a Chandelure coin. I could be wrong though, but it is a holo, and there it is right there. So, for 1 Psychic, we've got Curse Drop. Put 4 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. Then we've got, for 2 Psychic, Spiral of Pain. 20 times damage. This attack does 20 damage times the number of damage counters on all your opponent's Pokemon. So, by you putting these damage counters on the active, and maybe they're putting it on the bench, this one can put it on your opponent's Pokemon any way you like. Then you activate this thing, it's 20 times all the damage counters. You've maybe been playing a bit of Tapu Koko as well to spread the damage really nicely. This thing is going to be stacking up very, very nicely. Plus it's a 1 prize attacker as well, which is pretty nice. Then we move on to Meloetta right here. Very cool. So we got 1 colours for Sing. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. Yeah. And then Psychic and double colours, Miracle Harmony. Flip a coin for each of your Pokemon that have the Sing attack. This attack does 10 damage times the number of heads to each of your opponent's Pokemon. Yikes. Just yikes. I don't know. I don't know whether that means you have to go through your whole deck and find everything that has Sing. Flip a coin for each of your Pokemon that have the Sing attack. It doesn't say if they're benched. Interesting. Although I just can't see this thing... like, even if you just put... There's nothing else in this set that has Sing except this thing. So you're only doing 40 damage there. What is this? Unless I'm missing a big trick and there are other things that have Sing, but... crazy. Of course, we do have the Alolan Ninetales GX, which we have already had a little look at. We're getting this awesome looking Jigglypuff, which looks as if it's part of a dessert. It's like a cherry or something. Custard, chocolate, it's cream as well. It looks insane. But is it any good? Probably not. Here we go. We have got a Sing. Okay, I take it back. So, for 1 Fairy, pound for 10 damage, and then for a double colour, so you've got Sing. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. Not exactly ideal. Then we have a Wigglytuff, which will be evolving from, of course, Jigglypuff. Double colours for Inflate, 30 damage. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes 30 less damage from attacks of your opponent's Pokemon. And then for Fairy in double colours, you've got Decorated Slap, 70 plus damage. If this Pokemon has a Fairy Charm attached to it, this attack does 70 more damage. So that's 140 damage just because you've got a Fairy Charm on it. That's not bad. And then we do have a Ralts here, which is like one of the clay things in real life. Very nice. So for 1 Fairy, we've got Beckon. Put a supporter card from your discard pile in your hand. Now, I mean, that's not bad, because you can't really play it that turn, but you could play it the next turn. So there is that, but eh. And then for a double colours, we've got Beat for 20 damage. Definitely not worth it. But we do obviously have the Evolve form, Curlier, a very interesting looking card. We've got 2 colours for Beat, 20 damage, and then for a Fairy and double colours, we've got Disarming Voice, 50 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. Not the best. That will then evolve into Gardevoir, which we have had a little look at. It is a holo in the set. So you can search your deck for 3 cards and put them in your hand, then shuffle your deck. Of course, that is an attack, so they could possibly judge you next turn. Sensitive Ray for 70 plus damage. If you played a supporter card from your hand during this turn, this attack does 90 more damage. That's pretty cool because that's doing 160, choice band 190. You are doing some pretty good stuff indeed. We also are getting a Dedenne in this set right there. So for one fairy, we've got Static Touch, 10 damage. Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. If tails, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Nice how it does different things. So could be a nice one to possibly, hopefully get during the pre-release, because doing any of those is really annoying. We do also have a Carbink, which is a fairy type in this set. So for double colours, we've got Wonder Ray, 30 damage, prevent all effects of attacks, including damage done to this Pokemon by attacks of your opponent's Pokemon with abilities during your opponent's next turn. So, for example, it would stop Zoroark GX, it would stop, let's just think, Bayonets GX, it would stop. I mean, obviously there's tons and tons of Pokemon with abilities, but that's just a few. And then a fairy and double colours for Power Gem, 60 damage. Yikes. Not a big hitter. Especially for that attack cost. Yikes. We have already been through Xerneas Prism Star, which we checked that out yesterday. We're getting another Cutie Fly in this set. One colours for Sweet Scent. A heal 30 damage from one of your Pokemon. Interesting. Then we have a Rabombi, which is coming in this set. So ability Mystic Buzz. As long as this Pokemon is on your bench, whenever your opponent plays a supporter card from their hand, prevent all effects of that card done to your fairy Pokemon in play. Goodbye, Guzma. Yes, it will stop Guzma. So as long as this thing is going up and running, then everything is good. Unless they're playing Glaceon. No, Glaceon only stops GXs. I'm dumb. But yeah, it's an interesting card. I definitely think if you're going to play a fairy deck, you need to put this thing in there, because to be able to stop Guzma is insane. And it can only target, though, your fairy Pokemon. So if it's a Cynthia, it can go through. It doesn't attack. It doesn't do anything to your Pokemon. It doesn't move them or anything, whereas Guzma would. So Guzma becomes a bit rubbish. But there we go. That can be very good in fairy decks. Then for one fairy, we've got Stampede, 20 damage. You only want to play it for the ability. Seriously, play it for the ability. Yes, it is a weak 60, but play it for the ability. We are getting a Molol in this set as well. One fairy for Perplex. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. And Shinotic as well right here. Very interesting one indeed. It does have an ability, Effect Spore. If this Pokemon is your active Pokemon and is damaged by an opponent's attack, even if this Pokemon is knocked out, the attacking Pokemon is now asleep. It's interesting, but probably not the best Shinotic we've had. We did discuss that whilst having a look at the fairy types. 2 fairy energies for Dream Touch, 50 damage. If your opponent's active Pokemon is asleep, your opponent shuffles all energy attached to their active Pokemon into their deck. Very much relies on this being done. So, yes, you could bring this up, use this, then do this, and then get rid of all their energy, which stops them next turn, unless they use Guzma. They can't really get out of it. I say that, but they might be able to equip some energy and maybe an escape board and get out of there, but it's going to be a bit hard, especially without Guzma. We have also had a little look at Mimikyu GX as well, so we don't need to go through that. We've got a Tapu Lele coming out, another fairy type, with the ability Charm Charm. Whether it is actually called Charm Charm, I don't know. Possibly. I don't know. Once during your turn, when you attach a Fairy Charm to this Pokemon, you may leave your opponent's Pokemon confused. So, I mean, that's not bad. But is it worth it? I don't know. It's just taking a bit more space up on the bench. It does give you a few options, but... one fairy in double colours for magical shots, 70 damage. Definitely not what you want to be focusing on, believe me. We're also getting a Holo Tapu Fini in this set as well. One fairy, one colours for Dream Away. Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent shuffles their active Pokemon and all cards attached to it into their deck. And then for 2 fairy and a colours, we've got Wonder Shine. 100 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. It's okay, but it's not amazing. And we are getting a third Kecleon. This is the ability Unit Color 3. So, I believe in Thunderclap Spark we had 1. This one we're having 3, and we've already had 2. Make of that what you will. But we are getting this one. It does look very interesting. It's stayed with the same sort of look. But, of course, when you attach a Fighting Dark and Fairy unit energy to this Pokemon, it becomes a Fairy Dark or fighting type. It might be worth it for like when you need fairy types or dark or fairy on the bench, but you know, double colours as well for gentle slap 60 damage. It's not the best, honestly, it really isn't. We've been through netball, so we don't need to cover that. Very good card. Adventure Satchel, I believe we've gone through this, but it's just search your deck for 2 Pokemon tool cards and put them into your hand. We haven't been through Spell Tag, very interesting one indeed. Obviously it is a tool card, so if this Psychic Pokemon this card is attached to is knocked out by damage from your opponent's attack, put 4 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. Could be a very cool one to sort of have that damage going on, possibly finishing off a few on the bench. Who knows? You never know. Then we've got the fairy types for Psychic, Fighting, and Dragon right there, which is going to be very, very nice. We are also getting this supporter right here, which is Morty. So this says you can only play this card if one of your Psychic Pokemon was knocked out during your last turn. Your opponent reveals their hand, choose 2 cards you find there, and your opponent shuffles them into their deck. Could be a very interesting one to really annoy them. Then we are also getting Mina. I don't know whether we've already checked this one out, but I'll just go through it quickly. I believe, yes, search your deck for a fairy energy and attach it to one of your Pokemon. That's not bad. That is definitely a very nice way of speeding up the process of putting everything on. And then, of course, the Prism Star for Life Forest right there, which we have already gone through. So in terms of the overall set, that is the cards that are coming out in Fairy Rise. Of course, they will be joining us in Lost Thunder in the biggest set that we're going to be having. There are several cards here I am looking forward to. Sceptile being one. I'm definitely looking forward to the Vespiquen. I am looking forward to seeing what magical stuff I can be doing with Fairy type GXs. A few things here which could work quite nicely. So yeah, definitely a few things here to think about and go through. But yeah, I think this set was pretty cool. It very much focuses on Grass, Psychic and Fairy, which is always very, very nice. But yeah, there we go. I will we'll move on over and check out the 3 secret rares and the 2 full art trainers, and then we can finish off the video. So let's go over to that and check them out. Okay, so with the set now gone over and we've checked out every single card, we can now finish it off with the gold cards, the full art trainers, and then of course the Guess the GX. So our first gold card that we're going to be having a look at is Adventure Satchel, or Adventuring Satchel, which of course, as we went over, it allows you to get 2 tool cards from your deck and put them in your hand. So, you know, there is that. It's a pretty interesting looking card. I like how it works quite nice with the gold, obviously. You've got that orange, but it works really nicely with that striking all the stars and everything. Really, really cool. Really nice indeed. Next gold card is Spell Tag right here, a very interesting one. I think it would have been really annoying if they gave us all of the fairy charms as secret rares. That would be 3 fairy charms, all as secret rares. Hopefully they just keep them as that. We don't get secret rares along the way. Let's just hope anyway. But as we know, this does get attached to a Psychic type, and when that does get knocked out, you can put 4 damage counters wherever you want. So that's pretty nice. So it could definitely be a nice one to get. But for my interest, and this is big, big stuff, because I've been hoping they maybe would have made... We've had Nest Ball, and we've had an Ultra Ball. And we all know how Ultra Ball went. It was big. It was massive. But they've never brought out a Pokeball, a Great Ball, a Friend Ball, and a... was it a Dusk Ball? No, it wasn't a Dusk Ball. I can't think what it's called. Oh, it's the one that came out in Celestial Storm, guys. Just that ball. That ball. I can't even remember it, which is what... Anyway, we'll skip over that. But we are getting Netball. Oh! Well, I know what card I'm hunting. 4 of these? Yes, please. I so want to pull one of these. I don't care if it's pre-release, in every booster box. I would like to get 4 of these things. I love the look of the Netball. It looks so cool. The fact that it can be used in the grass decks as well is going to be insane. It's going to definitely help them out a lot. The fact that you can get grass energy or a grass Pokemon, that is very nice. I like it a lot. So definitely a card that I'm going to be hunting for when Lost Thunder comes out. Oh boy. And let's have a look at those full art trainers as well. First one up is going to be Morty, a very interesting one indeed. I love this so much. Looks as if he's just been like booted into space. He's got all the cosmos behind him, but the purple just works so well with that background. Very spacey looking. It just looks absolutely amazing. Really, really do like that a lot. Very cool. And our second trainer is going to be Mina right here. A very nice card indeed. She's painting, she's got the paintbrush, she's just kneeled down, or sat down, let's just put it that way. Pads in front of her, bag behind her, and a Pokeball sort of either dropped out of her pocket or just by her side. But very nice indeed, like that one a lot. I just love how like blank her face is. It's just like, I don't care, I'm painting, yes. That's literally it. But yeah, pretty cool choices, both of those two. Like it, I like them a lot. So then let's move on to the Guess the GX, the answer from yesterday's video. So I gave you that picture right there. Well, what was that? It was Gumshoes GX, the full art of it. That guy right here. Very nice, very cool looking card. Is it useful? No. Let's just put it that way. No, it is not. But there we go, Gumshoes GX, very cool. And then let's have a look at the Guess the GX for this video. We have got that picture there, and that one right there. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on what that is, as well as the cards in this set. Which one of the 3 elements that we've gone over, Grass, Psychic and Fairy, do you think is going to get the biggest boost out of this set? Let me know in the comments below. I would like to hear your opinions on that. But apart from that, I'm going to leave it here, and I will see you guys in the next video on the channel.